Happy Tuesday. It's time to get real. Hope everybody out there is awesome. Having a great day. Yesterday was an awesome day for me. I got up at 4 a.m., which is pretty typical. I worked out. I did a Facebook Live. I came home. I worked out, came home, then did a Facebook Live, then ate breakfast, got ready to go to work, worked from 8 to 5. Then I went to Kroger. Then I talked on the phone to 2 family members and 4 friends, answered some of my real life emails and messages and comments, ate a good dinner, read, watched TV, and was sleeping by 10. So it was a super full day. It was like 18 hours of pure progress. I was pretty geeked about that. And the only way I was able to get all of that in was because I was totally and completely prepared for the day. So if you haven't seen it yet, watch the Setting Myself Up for a Great Week video from Sunday, because I want your days to be jam-packed with things that you love to do, but making progress towards your goals. So yesterday was our first day that the video was released on YouTube, and then just shared a little snippet, and then I think later in the evening I shared the whole YouTube link on Facebook. It had the most YouTube views to date. I didn't check recently, but I want to say it was like 63 or something, which is not going to make me YouTube famous yet, but it's getting there. So I'm really, really excited about that. And then I will keep posting videos to YouTube and then sharing them on Facebook. And then I'm even starting to dabble in Instagram a little bit. So I haven't set up a real life, what do you call it on Instagram? Profile? I don't know. I haven't set one of those up yet. So it's just under my Dawn Lefevre one. But I just want to say you guys are awesome. So 1 second, I want to check something. All right, I had to make sure that my headphones were off, because I'm thinking, well, if they're not, you probably can't hear me. So, all right, so today is Tuesday. We are talking about finding your tribe. And I'm going to say right out of the gate, that phrase, finding your tribe, makes me so jealous. Guys, I'm a jealous person, and I did not realize that, but I am. And I was always jealous of people who were just, those are my people, and that's my tribe, and that's my gang. And I think I was jealous because I didn't have that, or I didn't feel like I had that. So today our focus is, our discussion is going to focus on friendships and creating, building, and then maintaining good friendships. But of course, just like anything else that we talk about, you can apply it to anything that it fits in your life. So, but I'm going to be primarily focused on the friendship aspect of this. So here's a secret. I used to have no friends whatsoever. None. Well, I mean, I had one good friend and then a few acquaintances, especially when I was like in middle school and high school. I did not fit in. I was the shy, nerdy, fat girl in school, and I never really felt like I fit in. And until 6th grade, I don't remember having any friends. I think I remember when I was 5 years old having a friend down the street. Her name was Jenny Evans, and then she moved away. And after that, I just didn't have any friends. But one day in 6th grade, I got a phone call from a girl named Tara Coiffine. Tara, I don't know if you're listening, but if you are, hello. So I got a phone call from this girl named Tara Coiffine, and she had tons of friends. She was an only child, and she would always put herself out there, and she was always hanging out with someone. She later told me that she had the alphabetical list of classmates, of people in her class, and she was going down the list and nobody could hang out. And finally she got to S. My maiden name is Scabilia. So she finally, she finally got to Dawn Scabilia and called me to hang out because none of her other friends could hang out. So she just went down the list and started calling people. And of course I was home. I had no friends. And my mom's like, Tara's on the phone. And I didn't want to talk to her because I was shy. And I didn't really like people. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to her. My mom's like, get on the phone and talk to her. Get on the phone and talk to her. So I got on the phone and talked to her, and she invited me over, and I reluctantly went. I think my mom made me go. So Mom, if you made me go, I think you did. Thank you. So she made me go, and it was the most fun night. We played Light Bright. I don't know if you remember Light Bright. And listened to records and talked, and it was so fun. We became best friends really, really quick. And the thing was, she was my best and only friend. I would hang out with her if she called me. If she didn't call me, I wouldn't hang out with her or anyone else. I would sit in my room and wait for her to call me. And I remember making the first move one time. So one time I'm thinking, well, she hasn't called me yet, so I guess I'll call her. And she couldn't hang out. She was busy. And that was it. It was over. I never, ever, ever reached out again because I hated that feeling of rejection. Anybody feeling me out there? Can you identify hating the feeling of rejection? So I would just wait for her to call me, and if she didn't call, I just felt lonely and rejected and unworthy, I guess. I mean, I didn't put that label on it then, but I don't know. I just felt like crap. Like I had no friends. And so I personally, at 47 years old, and that was when I was in 6th grade, so I don't know, do the math. I don't know how old I was. I have carried that fear of rejection with me this whole time throughout the rest of my elementary school, my middle school, my high school, my very limited college years, my work, my whole adult life. I don't like people telling me no, they can't do something. It makes me feel like shit. So, and because of that, I had a really hard time building like true, deep connections until I met another great friend of mine. So when I was, I don't know, I was at Weight Watchers. I don't know how long. It was about 16 years ago. I know that. So maybe what was I? Do the math, people. 41? No, 31. So anyway, I guess the numbers don't matter. About 16 years ago, I had to go to the staff meeting, and I decided to carpool with some coworkers, and there was a woman riding with us that I didn't know. We both sat in the back seat. Her name was Vicky. Hi, Vicky. And we just started chatting, and she would say something, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, me too. And I'd say something, she'd like, really? Me too. And, it just kind of went like that. And I had a really great conversation with her, didn't think anything about her. The next day, she called me just to talk. And I'm thinking, who does that? Well, you know what? People out there do that. They call you up just because they feel like talking to you. And she called me just to talk. And I think every day after that, for most days of our lives, we have talked every day. And we're still very, very close. I would consider her my best friend to date. So I built that connection, but do you see the common denominator? She had to reach out to me, and I still felt lonely and jealous that I didn't have this tribe that everybody talked about. Make a comment here if you feel the same way. So now, since high school, I have changed immensely. I am not the shy girl anymore. I'm not the fat girl anymore. I'm still kind of a little nerdy at times, but I have been described, this is not self-proclaimed, but I have been described as an extrovert, which I'm not sure that I fit that description because that's just not the way I feel. Maybe it's the way I act sometimes, but it's definitely not the way I feel. But let me tell you something about this right here, this extrovert, she has a really hard time trusting people and being vulnerable enough to build true, deep, intense connections until now. She feels really uncomfortable initiating conversations and asking people to hang out for fear of being rejected until now. She feels very left out at times and has this huge paranoia of missing out until now. So here's what's happened. I have realized that the reason I wasn't making friends is because I was never putting myself out there. Me. It was me. It wasn't anybody else. I was the kind of person that would have I have 1,000 probably acquaintances. I've met so many people in my lifetime that I don't have a hard time talking to. That's not it. I have a very easy time talking to most people in most situations on most days. But I have a really hard time truly connecting with someone because I wouldn't put the whole me out there. It was just, the surface Dawn. I don't know if anybody else does that or not, but I realized I wasn't putting myself out there. And I would always say yes if people asked me to do something. I would always say yes. And then when the time came, say no. I'm just like, I'm not doing that. I don't feel like doing that. I'm just going to sit here at home on my couch. So I guess that's why I don't consider myself an extrovert, or at least I didn't, is because as much as I'm social and talkative when I go out, most of the time I would prefer just to be at home. And so I'm not, I would always back out because I was afraid people wouldn't really like me. And I know that's stupid, and I know that's childish, and I know that's almost immature and very high school. But the older I get, and now that I have kids that are, teenagers and have gone through high school, there are a lot of similarities between high school and adulthood people. I really have noticed that. But so I was afraid people wouldn't like me. But now, you know what? It's okay if they don't. I am not for everyone. I am not for everyone. I can remember this guy at Weight Watchers. He would come with his wife, and he would put earplugs in while I was talking. And one day I said, "Why do you wear earplugs?" He says, "Because you talk way too loud and way too much for me, and I don't want to hear you." Oh my gosh, I was dying laughing. So yeah, I'm not for everyone. But I'm not going to say that I don't care if people don't like me, but now I'm kind of I'm okay with it. Okay. I've realized that creating and building and maintaining these friendships is about putting yourself out there over and over and over again until you find people that you truly connect with, until you find your tribe. Okay. And your people are out there. You just have to go and find them. And that's kind of the journey I've been on recently. Okay. And that's what I want you to learn from me today, is to not wait until you're 47 to put yourself out there and realize your true value in your relationships, and that people appreciate you for who you are and what you bring to that relationship. And don't be afraid of being rejected. Rejection it's normal. It's a natural part of life. And so what if somebody says no? So what if somebody says, "No, I don't really feel like hanging out today"? So did you really lose anything from them saying they don't want to hang out? You weren't hanging out with anybody before, and you're not hanging out with anybody now. So you're in the same spot. Just ask someone else. It's not that big of a deal. So that's the journey I've been on lately. I left CrossFit about 3 months ago, and maybe I'll share that story with you someday, but that is for now staying in. But I felt like at that time, I lost all my friends. And one of my goals when I left there was to prove to myself that people liked me more, for more than just the fact that I could take care of their account, or more than just the fact that I was a person that they went to sign up for a competition, or to talk to about food, or to talk to about exercise. And this is me, people. This is my own personal reflection of myself. This really had nothing to do with the other people. So just need to make that clear. And so one of my goals was to every single day to prove to myself that I still had friends, was I reached out to somebody different every single day. And I would ask, hey, want to get together? Want to do something? Want to go out to lunch? Want to go out to dinner? Want to go for a walk? Want to meet for a workout? Want to do whatever? I am not kidding you. I did not get one no, not one single no. Every single person said yes. And I felt like redemption from that one call in 6th grade that one person said no. Could you imagine if I would have just kept, asking someone else, just went like she did and just went down the list of people and started calling people, how many friends and how many connections and how many true joyous memories I could have created for myself, but instead I sat in my room by myself. So dumb. But anyway, I took the chance. I made the first move, and every plan I made, I didn't back out of one thing. I'm like, I'm saying yes to everything and I'm doing everything. And I think I've been more social in the last 3 months than I have been in the last 3 years of my entire life. And it has been incredible. I have found so many tribes that I didn't even know I was looking for. I have friends that I have long and deep, meaningful conversations with. I didn't even know I had anything deep and meaningful in here, but it's there. You just have to find the right people to bring it out in you. I found friends that bring out like my wild side, and it's there. I can get wild most nights before 10 p.m. No, but honestly, you guys, I don't think I'm ever going to show you the super true real me, because this girl likes to swear a lot. So there might be some of you out there that don't appreciate that. However, I have a tribe that loves that shit. So I love it. Okay. I have friends that I share everything with, even the ugly things, even the things that you can't even believe about yourself. I have friends that I share that with. I have friends that are like the easy friends, the easy tribe, the ones that's always fun and always light and just always makes you feel good when you leave there. I have friends that I consider family. They're not even friends anymore. They're really just my family. Nicole, definitely talking to you. So I have found that wherever I go, doesn't matter where I go, I belong there. Okay. And I figure if I don't feel like if there's a place that I don't feel like I belong, then that place wasn't for me anyway. And I don't take it personally. Okay. So your tribe, if you haven't found it yet, maybe some of you are just super secure in that manner, and you make friendships, true friendships, really, really easy. But that definitely wasn't me. Okay. So I hang out with people I want to hang out with. I hang out with people that want to hang out with me. I hang out with people that love me for me, and people that see and appreciate the real, the REAL, the real Dawn. So that's what I want for you. Okay. I want you to have these true, deep, fun, vulnerable, loving, easy, wild connections. Your people. Create your people. Go find your people. Be your people. You have to be your own people first. Does that make sense? You have to like yourself first and be your own person. Be your biggest cheerleader before you can find any other people out there. So there is a place where you feel like you belong, and I want you to find it if you haven't already. So how do you do that? You reach out, you speak out, you hang out and don't opt out, and then you peace out. So what do I mean by that? Reach out, make the call, send the text. People are waiting to hear from you. Yeah, do it right now. Speak out, let people get to know the real you. Don't be afraid to say your opinion. You don't have to be a jerk about it, but you can tell people what you really think. I've become pretty good at that. Hang out and don't opt out. So if you make plans, keep them. Be a follow-througher, follow-througher. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know what I mean. Follow through with your commitments. Do what you say you're going to do. And then peace out if you have to. If there are friendships that don't really feel like friendships, maybe they're one-sided, or maybe they're forced, or maybe you feel like they're using you, or maybe you're using them. I don't know. Maybe it's time to just let that friendship go I don't know, that's up to you. So that's what I want your action steps to be for today, is to make plans to get together with one friend this week. Just one friend. Call up that buddy or that person that's been on your mind and reach out and see if you can get together with them. You know, we always say, oh I wish I would have hung out with my friends more. I feel like I've lost all my connections. Don't let that be you. That's on you. Don't let that be you, okay? So, and then as always, like, follow, share, and subscribe, and then tune in tomorrow as we discuss overeating and how to recover from like a major screw up. So that's gonna be a good one for sure. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Hopefully you found something valuable out of this. I felt like I talked about myself a lot today, but I just need you to know that maybe not everything is as it seems, and I'm hoping that I can connect with some of you that feel like you have the same struggles. So don't be afraid to comment on this video, reach out to me in any way, and go find your tribe, okay? Go live life real. Peace.